Secor presents. What's going on, everybody? This is Tim Hurd, and you are listening to Tall Talk, episode 38. Let's talk logos. We're surrounded by them. We consume logos through everything, whether we see them on TV, a sports team, the grocery store, fast food, the bank, and even with our beer. I've been drinking beer for a while now, and honestly, I've been drawn to certain brands just because they have a great logo. Sometimes with no hesitation and not even looking at what type of beer it is. This might be risky for some, but it's okay to live life a little dangerously. I've been doing this podcast for months now, and I'm always thinking about beer logos. Another thing I find interesting is the can itself. In the beer world, cans have so much work put into them. Cans have stories on them, amazing graphics, and beautiful colors. Then there's the name of the beer. Many breweries have created unique names for their beers. Some have specific meaning, others are goofy and make you laugh, and a few are just straight up clever. I'm looking at a beer from the local London area. The can design is fantastic, and it stands out from its competitors. So how much work goes into a can design? And where do breweries come up with their logos? Well, you're going to have to find out more after this.
I am Sam Cook, and I am the founder and creator of Secor.io. Secor.io is a brand new podcasting network that's looking for new talent to join our lineup. If you're interested in having a show hosted with Secor.io, then please send us a message on our Contact Us form on the homepage of our website. Thank you very much, and I look forward to your submissions.
Welcome back to Tall Talk. I just cracked open Toboggan Brewery's Double Lunatic Fridge, and this week I had the opportunity to sit down with their marketing manager, Charlie Smith, and we discussed can design and their logo. But before we get into that, I'm going to pour this into my glass. Just give me a second. There it is. Double Lunatic Fridge. Toboggan's Double IPA. It's a strong beer. It's a tall can, 473 milliliters, 7% alcohol. Yeah, it has. It's a red can. You'll see the picture of it on Instagram. And if you've ever had it, it's I've had it before. It's quite tasty, and I enjoy it. And yeah, I'm just going to set the can down. Cheers to can design this week. The snow finally arriving. I'm looking outside and it's snowing a bit. And London got the first snowfall. Actually, when I was doing this interview, the snow was really falling down and it was hectic. You should have saw the drivers just going nuts out there, not having their snow tires on, and it was pretty brutal. But cheers, everybody, and here's to beer design, logos, and the Double Lunatic Fridge. Oh yeah, that's good. You know, for a strong beer, it doesn't have it doesn't taste like a really strong beer. It does have that that IPA to it, but I mean, it doesn't taste like I've had strong beers before and you're just like, oh my God, what am I drinking? But this is good, yeah. So like I said, Charlie Smith and I, we sat down at Toboggan Brewery. Beautiful place. If you're in the London area, go check it downtown. They're right on Richmond Street. You can't miss it. Inside is beautiful. It looks like an old lodge. And we just sat down and chatted for a bit, probably for a good half hour. And we just talked about the brewery, talked about my podcast, talked about graphic design. We just talked about beer. And that's what I love doing with this podcast. You know, that's the whole concept of it. And yeah, let's just get right into this interview. So here's Charlie Smith talking about their beer can designs and how they get involved with the community with that and their logo. So, once again, here's Charlie.
Well, branding is definitely an essential part of the craft beer business, and our brand is always paid tribute to London and local heritage. So we try to base all of our beer brands off something to do with London or area, and every single one of our cans is done by an independent artist, something we're pretty proud of.
The brewery accomplishes a lot, and with local sources, they come up with great can designs.
So I have a graphic designing background, and so does one of my helpers, but we just kind of have some guidance and do some rough sketches for the beer can design, and then we find an independent, hopefully local artist to kind of piece everything together. And that's why everything kind of is different in its own way. Usually if you go through an agency, like a marketing or advertising agency, you're going to get something that's just a little more bland and consistent, and it's kind of fun to have someone, an artist, do each of their own can.
If you're a local London artist and enjoy beer, get in contact with Toboggan.
You know, a lot of the time we ask our staff, and they usually have a friend or know some sort of acquaintance that can come forward with an idea that we pitch to them. And I went to an art school, so, I have a bunch of buddies that obviously know somebody talented and whatnot. And it usually just comes together, but we're always looking for new artists to work with, and we do put it out there on social media, but we don't usually get too many people coming forward and, looking to do a design for us. So if there's anyone out there that's interested, please DM us on Instagram.
There can be some ups and downs, but the end result looks beautiful.
When you go through an independent artist that hasn't worked on a beer can before, it's going to take way longer. So that is an upside to going through an agency, is they're probably have everything set straight and they bang it out. Whereas an independent artist, they give you the sketch and then we have to piece it together and work with like another graphic designer that knows how to lay it out in a beer can format.
But why the name Lunatic Fridge? What does that even mean?
It's very specific, but there's a musician from Ontario named John Cochran. And we have ties with him through mutual friends and so on. And he wrote a song called Lunatic Fringe, so it's a play on that. It's pretty cheesy, but it's kind of cool.
Unique can designs can help with the purchasing process.
That's the game now, is there's so many craft breweries popping up all over the world, especially southwestern Ontario. So the game is to kind of stand out, because I'm sure you've been to the beer store and there's like a million beers in there. There's something new, which is exciting, but you don't really know where to start. So every brewery is trying to make a can that's either simplistic or really flashy, and it's going to stand out. And that was definitely kind of the idea with the double Lunatic Fridge and Lunatic Fridge, is they really do pop out like that.
Finally, why is the brewery called Toboggan?
Yeah, so it's a long backstory. Obviously, like, tobogganing is definitely like a Canadian thing, and a lot of people just think that's the extent of our brand. But London, Ontario, 100 years ago was a mecca for tobogganing, and a lot of people don't know this, but we had massive sleds in Victoria Park, like big wooden ramps, as well in Harris Park and a few other locations in London. We had people come from all over the world to test it out. So really, we're pioneers for the sport. Even Mark Twain came here at one point and wrote about it. So it's something that's kind of a forgotten bit of London history that we like to kind of push forward and into the future and educate people on.
I'd like to thank Charlie and Toboggan Brewery for allowing me to go there and do the interview. Oh, it was a fantastic interview. I learned a lot, and he's a great guy. And check them out they have their own website. Just Google it. You can find Toboggan Brewery on Google. You can find them on Instagram. DM them if you're a local artist or just an artist in general, or a graduate from a graphic design program, and you're looking into getting into beer can design. Look them up, DM them on Instagram. They will message you back. They have an email. They have a contact us through their website. That's how I got in contact with them. And I also DM them on Instagram as well. They have a Facebook page. I'm pretty sure they have Twitter. Let me just double check this. Just give me 1 second. I want to confirm that they do have Twitter. Just one moment. Yes, they do. They have Twitter, and a double check of the Facebook to make sure they have Facebook. I'm sure they do. And yeah. Oh, let me. Okay, you can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and I don't think they have Facebook. So just DM them on Instagram and on Twitter. Sorry about that. I was not. Been working a lot lately, and with school and everything, I kind of was underplanned for this podcast, but is that even a word? It doesn't matter. But I'm just going to be talking about what I was again. Thank you, Charlie. It was a great interview. Fantastic time sitting down with you, talking about beer, and I can't wait to go back to the brewery and work more with the great people from there. It's a fantastic place. Go check it out on Richmond Street. You can't miss it. It's beautiful. It's right across the street from Victoria Park. Check them out. What have I been doing this week? Well, not much. I worked all weekend. It was busy at work, but it was just go. Excuse me. Sitting people down, and school's busy with more assignments, but it's getting close to the end. It is so close to get to the end of this semester, and I am excited because I need to work a little bit more because I have no money, and it's kind of hard being a 27-year-old. Well, I am turning 28 at the end of the month, which is kind of terrifying me, but oh well, life goes on. And I don't have any money at the moment, and I'm working a minimum wage job, but whatever. I am extremely happy. And I got to thank Emma, my lovely girlfriend, for all the hard work that she does. And but this week was not bad, just assignments and school and work. But Emma and I went on a date night and we saw Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen movie about Freddie Mercury. Fantastic movie. At first, I started off thinking like, oh God, here we go. It's just going to be another band biopic. And that's like the first 15 minutes, I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. But then it started building for me. And Freddie Mercury is, God, he was so mysterious. And so after the movie, I got back here and I just went down a massive rabbit hole, which I love to do on not social media, on YouTube. And I watched a bunch of interviews and documentaries about Freddie Mercury and Queen themselves. And I tell you, they've had a great career. And the whole Freddie Mercury story, I mean, like, it's unfortunate with the AIDS and everything, but the movie was good. Go check it out. I mean, like, the whole Live Aid stuff is amazing. And like, I watched the entire set on YouTube after the movie. Fantastic. And Mr. Robot, what's his name again? What is that guy's name? I should know this because I am a fan of Mr. Robot. What is that guy's name? Oh God. Rami Malek. Yeah, that guy is, he crushes it as Freddie. I doubt in the movie it's him singing, because I don't think you can really compare with Freddie Mercury singing. That guy is he's quite fantastic at singing. I'm pretty sure he's one of the greatest singers of all time. And my God, that Live Aid concert, Jesus, crushed it. That's probably the most exciting thing that happened with me this week. I went and saw that movie. And we went to this cinema. It had like 18 seats in it. It was called Imagine Theaters. And they had like recliners that could actually fit my tall ass. I mean, yeah, like I was able to actually like fit comfortably on the recliners, because some of the recliners that I sit in at these movie theaters, like my legs just dangle off of. And it was difficult, but I mean, it was a great movie theater, and it was assigned seating, but I just couldn't believe, like, there was only like tops 20 seats there. And I tell you, man, it was a good time. We're happy that Emma and I are happy that we went to the early show, because it was like a 2.5 hour movie. And if we went to the late show, we would have been up all night, and we both had to get up early the next day. Oh, there goes the firefighters. Saving lives. Oh, yeah, and those fires in California are crazy, too. Oh, there's more. Oh, wow. But yeah, it started snowing this week. I was talking about that earlier when I did the interview. I left class, and I was driving to Toboggan, which is downtown, and there were so many accidents on the road. I guess not a lot of people were prepared for winter driving. I just got my snow tires on. I guess it did hit me by surprise as well. So go put your snow tires on, people. It's important. Maybe if not in Toronto or anything, because if people in Toronto don't need them, I don't know. I don't live there, so you might have to. But yeah, and snow tires are an important thing, but it is coming down now. Here comes the snow, right in the middle of the snow belt. We learned about that in our weather class the other day. Yeah, I have a weather class. Well, it's not really specifically a weather class. It's like it's a news class, but like the last couple topics we've been talking about weather broadcasting. And so we learned about the snow belt, the famous London snow belt, and how it can get you. It can really get you. That lake effect snow will really get you. It's terrifying. Yeah, and that was fun, learning all about the science of radar and all that lovely jazz weather stuff. I'm sorry, I wanted to have a really prepared podcast, but not this week, I guess. I've just been really busy at work, and like I said that like 4 times. And yeah, man, it's just some weeks I'm gonna have like kind of like a podcast that has multiple interviews and a specific topic. My topic this week was can design, and because like Charlie and I talked about, I mean, you go to the beer store and you can find tons out there, tons of different and unique can designs, and I love them all. And like at the beginning, I told you, like, I go into the beer store and sometimes I just buy a can because I love what the can look like, a beer because I love what the can looks like. And you got to stay ahead of your competitors, and that it's so true. And I mean, I like IP, I like all kinds of beers, but can design is getting better and better every time I go to the LCBO or beer store or just the grocery store now. So good on all those graphic designers, all those creative people out there. Oh, excuse me. Oh God. My God. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, all those creative people out there that are making these amazing ideas and keeping up with your competitors. But it's not just that. I mean, I'm just looking outside right now and I see a couple logos just on businesses. There's the Palace Theater, which apparently Emma and I are going to go see Beauty and the Beast later on. I guess that's the next date night. Goodbye, Freddie Mercury. Hello, Beauty and the Beast. And it's not the movie Beauty and the Beast. It is the theater. So it's different. We're going to be watching like people on stage. One guy's going to be dressed up as the Beast. Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch that. Oh, I guess that'll be pretty fun. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the first thing that I can just look out my window and I see Palace Theater. And then there's a TD Bank in front of me. And that's why I wrote that in the intro, because I looked outside the window. I was like, oh yeah, banks have logos too. And I have a logo. Tall Talk has a logo. That's right. And what do you think about that logo? Huh? What do you think of the name Tall Talk? Is it beer specific? Let me know. Email me, talltalkpodcast@gmail.com. I don't really have anything else to say, really. I think that's about it. This is a short podcast. Some weeks are like this. Some weeks you have a lot more. Some weeks you don't. And life goes on. So sorry about that, folks, but you know what? I like to live life dangerously, like I said before. So I'm going to say goodbye to all you beautiful people, all you darlings out there. I love you all you beer drinkers, all you IPA lovers, you blondes, you ale drinkers, everyone out there, you fantastic beauties who like to crack open cold ones. I don't know, shotgun them if you want to, funnel them, or just sit down and enjoy, have a great conversation with a delicious beer. Enjoy it, like I am right now, with the Double Lunatic Fridge. Oh, Toboggan, you make a fantastic pint. Oh, it's good. So, thank you, Charlie and Toboggan. You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work. The London craft beer scene is fantastic, and let's keep in contact in the future. You can follow this podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tall Talk Podcast. You can subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. I don't know why I said it like that, but, whatever. If you have anything related about beer, email me at talltalkpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to let me know about a beer that you love and absolutely want me to talk about, and you want me to bring that brewery up on the podcast, email me about it. If you have any beer ideas or beer stories that I should think of or talk about on the podcast, email me, DM me, tweet at me, do what you want. It's your life. Don't text me though. I'm not going to send my phone number out for all you people. But you got a lot of things that contact me with. You got Twitter, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, and you got the email. Don't forget all that. So if you have any ideas for me, shoot me an email. And also, I'd like to thank Sam Cook and his podcast network, Secor. He's doing a fantastic job, and he is making his own podcast as we speak as well. It's going to be great. I'm not going to give you more details because it is his podcast. Podcast. But like he says in his commercial that I have on this podcast, if you have a podcast idea or if you want a podcast on a network, go on the contact page or on the main page, go in the comments and email him. He will get you set up. He's helped me a lot, and he's helped me put it on more types of media. So thank you, Sam, and thank you for Secor.io. So without further ado, folks, it has been a great podcast. It's been a phenomenal week. I hope you stay strong out there with the cold weather coming out, and just keep on cracking cold ones and drinking them and having a great time. But until next time, it's been a Timbo Slice. Peace!